My brothers and sisters, you are now watching the Gamer 2323, so just forget about the chores you're supposed to do. Put your feet up, get your Kool-Aid, fried chicken, popcorn, get whatever you may need! And I hope you enjoy the video.
Hey, is your real name Bob?
Robert, but Bob's always a nickname for Robert. So.
How did you get Bob from Robert?
I don't know how the English language works, dude. Bob's always been a nickname for Robert.
Really?
Yeah. Again, it's the same way, like, why is Dick a nickname for Richard? No idea, but it is.
I would say Rob before Bob.
I know people. I know a buddy whose name is Robert but goes by Rob. But like when I was born, it was Robert. But then I quickly became a Bobby.
Wow!
And then as I got older, it became Bob.
I can't even look at you the same no more. I really can't. Like, what the freak am I supposed to say now? Brother Robert. What?
Brother Robert.
It seems like you embrace the name Bob more than Robert.
Oh yeah.
You like Bob more than Robert? Robert sounds like such an alpha name.
I disagree. I mean, in general, it's neither are really great choices as far as names. That's what I got.
I feel like Bob is just like the name of like a plumber or something.
I mean, what's Robert?
I don't know. Robert sounds like, like a head of a CEO company.
Robert's the head of the plumbing company. Well, welcome back to another NBA show because we're here to talk about the James Harden trade that happened, 5 days ago now?
Man, might have been, 5 days?
Yeah, because the ESPN video I have here is from the 14th and it happened the day before, so 13th. Yeah, about 3 or 4 days. God damn. A whole lot of things happened since the last time we made a video about the league, so Let's get into it. Obviously, as we've been hearing for weeks and weeks and weeks, the Brooklyn Nets have been wanting James Harden. Well,
have they really? Have they really though? It seemed no. It's, to me personally, it seemed more like because of the situation with Kyrie right now. I kind of feel like the Nets picked up Harden because Kyrie is so like unknown.
I guarantee that.
I don't feel like
because keep in mind they've been in the Harden conversation at the very least since the start of the season, but I think what really made them pull the trigger is how Kyrie's been acting recently.
Right, and I feel like if it wasn't for Kyrie acting like that, like because remember, like Harden was saying for a while, like I want out, I don't want to be here. And then, he freaking showed up like freaking 15 pounds more heavy. Still was able, to drop 40. But, he still showed up. But then, like, after a while, he was kind of just like he was just dragging his feet. And, people knew for a while he wanted out and no one was like quick to pick him up. Like, he wanted, he said that he had interest in going to the Heat. It was Brooklyn. Like, no one was really, like, quick to pick him up, and I feel like it's the way he handled it. So he was like, do we really want him? So, I mean, with the whole trade thing, like, this, it kind of shows you the power that, like, these superstar players have. Like,
absolutely.
When they tell you, I don't want to be on your team no more, somehow, some way, they're going to get what they want. Yep. Like, you could say this the thing with LeBron, Durant, whatever. Like, anytime a superstar player gives up on the team that they're on, it might get ugly. With the whole thing with Anthony, Anthony Davis going to the Lakers and stuff, it got ugly for a second. And like, then remember how the fans, was saying to Brandon Ingram and Ball, like, LeBron's gonna trade you.
Lakers still last in free throw shooting in the NBA at 68.9%.
Well, once you get down that,
like, that was awful, but so funny.
It gets bad, but it shows you, like, when these superstar players really, like, set down, like, I don't want to be on this team no more, it's going to get done.
They do.
Yeah.
These are the players that franchises try to build around. Like, Kyrie Irving is a great example. Like, he wanted out of Cleveland, boom, they moved him to Boston. Wanted out of Boston, boom, he's gone to the Nets. Like,
Wait. Let's continue that pattern. Wanted out of the Nets.
Yep.
Yo, that might be coming.
Yeah. No,
that might be coming.
If
Does Kyrie want? Who was? I think it was it Charles Barkley that had said this, or was it Kendrick Perkins? I don't know. They was like, Kyrie. He said Kyrie went from wanting to be Batman, failed at being Batman in Boston. And how when he was with LeBron, he was looked at as
the
as
number two,
Robin.
the Robin,
yeah,
exactly.
And now it's like with Harden now on the team, it's like now he's like Alfred the Butler. He's like Alfred or like he's like Alfred or like freaking or Commissioner Gordon. I was dying.
And that's not wrong. And like that has been a lot of the talk I've seen is like, how does Kyrie handle being the number 3 on a team?
Yeah.
And this kind of goes along with what I said in our season preview video of like the Nets have, on paper, the Nets have too much talent to fail. And that remains true.
Right.
But not everything is as it works on paper.
All right. Let me ask you a question. Do you feel like Harden is a better player than Kyrie?
Yes, but not by a crazy margin.
Because Kyrie has a he has a championship. He has a ring. He's proven that in big games he can actually get things done. Harden has proven none of those two things. He has no ring, and in the biggest moments, Harden, he's not really James Harden.
Yeah, like I guess the best way to put it is Harden is a better regular season player, while Kyrie is a better playoff player. And I don't think there's much of a question about that. If you're looking at that point, if you're a GM trying to build your own team, who, again, kind of the age-old question, who do you build around, James Harden or Kyrie Irving?
All right.
I lean in the direction of Harden because, at least as the Houston Rockets had been, you're basically guaranteed to get in the playoffs. And yeah, there are, in big clutch moments, Harden's been pretty terrible. But there has been games where he has been able to close it out. Mind you, much fewer and far between. But I think that's a better bet than Kyrie being as Kyrie has been the past couple of years.
Yeah.
And that's why I value Harden a little bit more, and he's a bigger offensive threat than Kyrie. Kyrie's benefit is he's incredibly skilled. He has great handles. He can distribute well enough. But neither are the alpha of a team. Neither are the guy to lead you to the promised land of an NBA championship.
Right.
KD can.
Who?
The problem is exactly. KD is good enough to, but he doesn't have the personality to do it.
Yeah, he hasn't proven himself, in my opinion, to be a leader neither, which is why I think this is so interesting, because you have, obviously Kevin Durant is the best player on that team, but you could be the best player but not necessarily be the best leader for that team, because you could make the case, when Durant was on, the whole OKC thing, who was really the leader of that team? Like, yeah, it was like people looked at Durant as like still,
the guy, but
yeah, like he was the guy, but was he really the leader? Like Westbrook was more of an alpha than Durant.
Oh, absolutely.
And then they had Serge Ibaka. We all know, like, this looks great on paper, especially if you playing 2K. I cannot. One thing I dread is seeing all the Brooklyn Nets, bro. It happens every freaking time. Like now, people choose nothing but Lakers and Clippers and stuff like that. But now, can you imagine how much times you want to see the Brooklyn Nets online on NBA 2K? Gonna be freaking ridiculous.
People flexing like they're good at the game. Like, oh yeah, I beat you. KD, Kyrie, and Harden each with 50 points each. I'm the best.
Right. So it's like they look good on paper, but how do you think this team is actually going to fare? How do you think Kyrie is going to even respond to, like, again, we don't know what Kyrie is like doing right now. Like,
for real, like he's already been fined $50,000 for breaking league Corona protocol, but now because of what they did find out, which I think like he went to like his sister's birthday or some shit.
Yeah. They fined him like 800,000 for that, right?
Yeah, 800K of his
pay
is just not getting to him.
Yep.
And if that sort of thing continues, not like I would not be surprised. Like hell, Stephen A. Smith even came out and said
he should retire.
He should retire. Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like that's insane to think of.
I mean,
and
but
Kyrie I don't necessarily disagree.
Yeah, because and I feel like I don't want to be one of those dudes that's like, you know, attacking Kyrie or whatever, getting on like Kyrie. Because again, like, you know, in this new, you know, day where, you know, all these mental health issues and stuff, like who really knows like what the guy is going through and stuff like that. But someone had it was a theory that someone had made up of the reason why Kyrie is even like this in the first place is because he knew behind the scenes James Harden was coming to the team. So this is kind of him like, you know, saying I don't really want to be no part of it because he never wanted Harden on the team. So he kind of knew all along he was coming.
But the thing is, if that's the case though, and if he doesn't want to be there, I was looking up his contract the other day, and he does have, it's not a no trade clause. He has a trade kicker, which means they have to pay him 15% of his salary as a bonus for trading him.
Yeah.
So like he can get traded if he wants out. It's not an impossibility.
But where would he go?
Well,
hell,
I guess at that point,
what team would take him at this point?
Yeah, and because it's funny because I think if the route continues to go this way of Kyrie just either being, you know, non-committal, etc., and so on, and if the Nets can't void his contract and like just get out of it completely, and they try to trade him, I feel like it's a weird situation because if Kyrie just wants to play somewhere else, they can trade him and probably get some of the picks back that they lost by getting Harden, which would be good for them. Because that's the other thing that like I find so interesting about how much the Nets gave up is because this is the exact same shit they did when they picked up Garnett and Paul Pierce and Deron Williams all those years ago. Yeah. After the Celtics blew themselves up.
Well, I feel like this is different because, you know, that was just to try to make that team like somewhat relevant at the time. Like, let's just pick up the remaining scraps of Paul Pierce and KG.
Of course. I don't disagree, but
the Nets really wanted Durant. I don't think they ever wanted Kyrie, but Durant wanted Kyrie, so it was kind of like a package deal. I don't think Brooklyn ever had interest in getting Kyrie Irving. They got him because Durant wanted him. And they wanted Durant.
My point is more that how much they gave up to get Harden.
Yeah.
Because again, as we were just talking about, 4 unprotected first-round picks and 4 first-round pick swaps.
Yeah.
That's a total of like 7 to 8 years of draft. And if James Harden is just, you know, like if Harden and Durant aren't enough to get them a chip during their contract that they have currently, was that worth it?
Yeah. I mean,
every goes by, it's going to get worse.
Yeah.
And nobody else in the league is like LeBron, who just somehow doesn't age.
36, by the way.
36. Oh, that's RDC World.
I'm 36. But no, what I was going to ask you is, because I actually don't remember. I mean, you say that the Nets gave up a lot to get James. What did the Lakers give up to get LeBron? I mean, what did they? No, not LeBron. What did they give up to get Anthony Davis? They gave up a lot.
They gave up a lot, but keep in mind too, they after they won the chip this year, AD just signed a 5-year deal. So now it's worth it. No matter what they do, it's worth it. They got a chip and AD for 5 more years.
Yeah.
But the difference is too, let me look this up real quick. Anthony, that's not how you spell it.
But before the chip was delivered, like they gave up a lot for him.
They did. But at the same time, I think it's one of those that the Lakers' difference is they have LeBron, and I don't mean that in like a player way. I mean that in like the GM way.
Yeah.
Because AD is a part of the same
agent.
That's the same agent as LeBron. Yeah. So I guarantee the Lakers already knew the deal when they picked up AD. If we are very successful or even get the championship this year, AD will not only re-sign, but probably re-sign to a like team-friendly deal.
Whoa, did I just hear we? Did you say we? Like we?
The Lakers.
Oh, like, so you like a Lakers fan now?
Listen.
We? We.
Listen, I'm a fan.
Whoa. I know you are a Boston fan.
No, I'm not a Boston fan. I mean, I don't hate him, but I'm not a Boston fan.
Really?
As I've said a multitude of times, when it comes to a lot of sports,
when
actually,
you became a Lakers fan?
No. I'm a LeBron James fan.
Okay.
I
follow him like
Cleveland. I rooted for him in Miami, rooted for him in LA. But again, I was in that sense, I was speaking of the example. Yeah, we as in the Los Angeles Lakers. Anthony Davis is 27.
Oh yeah, he's young.
He's young. So like
that's crazy. He's younger than me. Man, we're getting old.
Don't remind me, dude. I'm fucking bald. Like, come on, man. They have now AD from now until he's like 32, 33.
Yeah.
They have, I think, KD. Yeah, KD is on the second year of his deal because he was injured the entire first year.
Mm-hmm.
He's here for this year, next year, and then he has a player option after that.
Right.
So they have this season, next season, and maybe the season after that.
Yeah.
And can you imagine if KD opts out and says, you know what, nah, the Nets didn't work out?
I mean, okay. Asking you this question, who do you think is going to have to sacrifice the most out of those three? Kyrie?
It's Kyrie. 100% Kyrie. Because Kyrie's a good distributor, but as we've seen with unless James Harden drastically changes how he plays, Kyrie is going to have to be the one who sacrifices the most. Because he's skilled, but he's not as good offensively as Harden. He's not as big of a threat as Harden. And neither of them is near as big of a threat as KD.
Right.
So
I feel like Harden, because I honestly feel like this is what they're going to do. Harden is playing point guard. They're going to put Harden, because you remember when he was on the Rockets, he was playing point guard for, a while.
Yeah.
And was doing good too. So I think as far as like being a point guard and distributing the ball, Harden is better at that than Kyrie.
You think he's better at distributing than Kyrie? See,
I do. I do.
I think that's the option they're going to go with, but I don't know if I would call Harden better.
Wasn't James averaging like 10 assists or something like that?
I mean, yeah, but assists.
I personally think as far as being the orchestrator of the offense, James Harden is better at that than Kyrie.
No, I actually, no, I think I'm going to swing your direction because I'm thinking like Kyrie back in Cleveland, but like LeBron
was the freaking point guard, really.
So I'm like, wait, no, it's definitely LeBron handling all that. So it would be Harden then.
And this is the thing about Kyrie, like, again, we don't know, like, one day Kyrie's fine, and then the next day he's like, remember I told you this before this season? I'm sorry. Remember I told you this before this season even started. Do you remember me saying, yo, it's going to get to a point to where Kyrie hits us with this line, there's more to life than just basketball.
Yeah.
This was before the season even started.
Open your third eye.
And here we are. Now, he didn't exactly say that, but look at what's going on with Kyrie. Kyrie, I feel like he needs to accept that him at his most lethal is kind of at the shooting guard position. Yeah. That's when he's at his best. Like, whether he wants to admit that or not, he's not a leader. He's not good at, we've seen that whole Boston stint. He's not, really, Kyrie's a good, player to kind of It's like he's like a pit bull or something like that. Like you take him off his leash and just let him do his thing. Like when you needed a bucket, Kyrie, get it for us, and that's how he hit that big shot, in Game 7 against the freaking Warriors.
Yep.
So I think he needs to accept, like, if this is going to work, because I do agree with you, Kyrie is going to have to be the one that sacrifices the most. So I feel like in order for this to work, this is what they're going to have to do: put James Harden at point guard, put Kyrie at the shooting guard. Have freaking Durant play whatever position he feels like playing because he's freaking Durant. And I think that will be the best way this team works. But the question is, will Kyrie be for that?
I mean, first he has to show up.
You're right.